What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beezy, and we back at it with another message. I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope you guys are doing lovely, good, good in general, positive, you know. So today we're gonna be talking about how change cannot happen until we allow it. And this is really coming from that perspective of realizing, these things that we do want to happen for us, or these things that we do want to shift in our life, right? But maybe we're not allowing it because we're staying stuck on this past, this old vision of like how we wanted things to play out. Um, and this really comes in a form of us not understanding what it takes, to let go of, to change, to shift, to bring in these things. We just live so much in the the dreaming of the change, right? So it's kind of like being in the fantasy of like this new change or these changes happening, right? But you're not stepping into the action of doing things to allow the change, which means you changing certain things, or you letting go of certain things, or you changing a particular outcome that you are attaching yourself to because that feels valid, or that's what satisfies the ego, you know? And it's important to allow yourself to come down from that ego because yes, it's good to be in the logical, but when you're not in the right headspace, or like you're too much in the control aspect of the headspace, and you're not learning how to find that balance of really getting in tune with what it is that you need to let go, or getting in tune with what it is that you need to move on from or change. It's about opening up to seeing these things, and a lot of times we're not open. We're really closed, or we're in this perspective of feeling like, oh, well, I don't have to change that, or like it'll just happen by itself. It's not going to always be like that. It's going to take you stepping in, you putting in the action, you putting in the work to shift these things, and maybe that is doing shadow work, maybe that is doing inner work, or doing more like healing, more getting in alignment chakra wise. Um, but it's gonna take some action. It's not just gonna be like, oh, it's just gonna happen, you know. Um, and the simplest form of action could even be just like changing your thought pattern, or like your thought behavior, or the way that you think or mentally see things, because then you're reprogramming your mind to not see it in a particular way that allows you to feel that it won't happen, or allows you to feel less than what it is you really want to shift to. And that brings us to my next point, which is the fear. It's usually a lot of those fears that um, pull us back from making the changes, because we don't know, like, well, if I change this, what is it really going to change in my reality? Or if I stop doing this, what is it really going to bring in for me? Or what is it not going to bring? Or what is it going to take away? And that's where you have to see the surrendering come in, where you have to surrender to those fears of the unknown, surrender to the changes that you don't want to make, or that you're afraid to make, or that you feel will change what you've already known. I got this feeling in the throat chakra where it's kind of like having to really be honest with yourself about that, and like really, like it's kind of like sitting in that reality. Like you're gonna have to, like, it's kind of like it's gonna be something that's hard to say, or like something that's hard to for you to say for yourself, or like, so yeah, you might have a problem with like knowing what to truly like how to be honest with yourself about what you need to let go of, because you can get stuck in this mentality of like, well, oh, it's probably just that, egoly seeing it that way. But when you really look at it from a true heart space, or the true soul, like the beneath, you really see like, okay, it's really that has to go, because that's going to be the major thing that's going to stop me from changing, or that's going to be the thing that's going to hinder me from continuously going down a path of change. And this usually is the thing that, like, I don't know, when I did that, I feel like I almost cried. So it could be something that is going to be hard for like some of you guys to let go of, or some of you guys to even imagine letting go of. But it's for the growth of you, and it's like you want to grow and you want to change, but then what are you not changing? What are you not letting go of? You know, and that's why you're still at this place. Of, excuse me. That's why you're still not at this place of feeling like you're in true alignment with the things that you want. You feel like you have to be thinking about it again. Like, do I really want that? And when you're in that moment, that's really your heart self trying to come through to really get you to see it. But a lot of times we'll get into this, the mental. We'll get too much in the headspace and overthink everything, or like see the outcomes in a particular way that we feel like, dang, okay, well that probably won't be, you know. So it's always this changing your mind about what it is that you need to change. And you know, we're at this point where, you know, this is a time to truly come into alignment of understanding about what it is that you really want in your life, or what it is that you really want to change, or matter of fact, what you need to change. Forget the want. What is it that you need to change to start bringing in more of the things that you truly feel aligned with, or the things that you truly feel is for you on your path? And it's easy to try to be dumbfounded to um, the new energy, meaning like when you let go of certain things, and then you'll be like, well, I just don't understand, like, what was it for? Or like you'll have like this lapse in time of like reflecting back on when you were stuck in a pattern of things, and it'll kind of make you have this like question of like, okay, like, why did I even get so like you like that's when you kind of start getting more of the clarity of like why you might have been attached to things, why you probably like what things you were not letting go of, or what things you were not allowing yourself to change, that you kind of finally see like why. So in that moment that you're really confused and you have all these questions, those questions are going to lead you to internally finding that answer. Or, and that's the whole thing. It's also about building that self-talk space with yourself where you can look at yourself in the mirror. It's kind of like what I said earlier, like you'll be in that in denial because you're not being truthful with yourself. Like the same way I'm sitting here looking at myself, looking at the phone, looking at me looking at the phone looking at me. It's the space that I'm in of honesty, of truthfulness, that allows me to be able to really see it and feel it to that extent, to say like, okay, I can see that I haven't changed that, or I can see that I have changed that, and now look at this, and now look at that, and now it's forward movement. But when it's certain things that you haven't changed that you're still holding on to, it's kind of like stagnant, or it's like going back into the cycle. Like go back, come back to the same point. There's no forward movement there. I wouldn't. It's really not even backwards. I could say it's just cycle. So it's like standing in the same place, going in a circle, and it usually feels more easier because you already know it. So you know how to stay in that pattern, in that circle. You know how to keep up with that particular behavior or that particular way of doing things or living. So when the change happens, you know, moving forward, it's hard to see that you're making progress because you're not having the here, you know, you're not having that reflection moment with yourself. And that's the important part of when you're making these changes and allowing it to happen, because then you'll start having your reflection of who you are will start to show to yourself, or you will start seeing it more through the actions after these changes or during the changes. Even when you have those pivotal moments where there are certain things that you possibly need to let go of, or like, you know, where it be cycles you're staying in because of certain people, certain environments. Like you have those moments where it gets to a pivotal point where it's like it's either go or repeat, and you don't. And a lot of times we don't really see the repeat. We just see We just see the whole like, well, it's nothing wrong. We see the nothing wrong, like, or because you're so used to it. You've been so programmed to be okay with the reality that you're living, versus then truly feeling like, I don't really connect though. I don't really feel 100%. I don't feel it, and that's when you really see yourself being more looking forward, or like you kind of have more of a reflection moment of like, what if I do change this, or what if I do take this initiative to do something different? How will it happen? And it's like what I said. Yeah, that fear may come up, but think about the possibilities though. Don't think about the fear of that of like what you're losing. Think about the positivity of what you're gaining. Like really looking forward to like, okay, so if I do like, you know, like shift my aspect with how like I save money. Like I do say I want to be this type of stable, but I'm not really allocating my money right. That's a reflection point where you're seeing where you're going wrong, but then you're seeing where you want to go. You see what I'm saying? But it's you that's stopping that from happening. It's you that's in that control of how it needs to happen, you know? And that's what kind of keeps us stuck because we're trying to do it our way versus, like, it's okay in certain aspects to, like, create your life how you want it, right? But if there are certain things that you're, like, creating or you're doing to create that's not really creating forward, but it's creating stagnant, circled energy, then you have to really reevaluate, and you have to go inward, and you have to look at the truth, and you have to look at the actuality of your reality of what's going on, and stop being in denial of, well, making excuses for why you haven't did the changes. It's not time yet, or not strong enough to do it. There's going to be a lot of things in life that you're not going to be strong enough to do, but it's that perseverance where you trust and you have faith in the universe that they are providing you with the opportunity to move forward, that they are providing you with the abundance of love and support. Like, we all have a spirit team that watches out for us, that protects us, and it's about you asking. So when you're going into this new change, ask for that support from your guides and your angels to help you stay focused or help you stay motivated through these new changes, because that's what's going to be the key pivotal point. You seeing where you believe in the changes that you're making is going to bring in better. Because in the moment, yeah, you won't. That's the thing that our bodies have been conditioned, like instant gratification. If it doesn't happen the way we want it, or if it doesn't happen to our standard, then we feel it's not right, or we feel it's not how it should be going. But sometimes that's where we have to let go of that, the ego wanting to control completely every aspect, like every aspect. And when this is happening, you're not really understanding why you have so much control. It's the programming. It's the programming. And we are so programmed to see things in a linear, or like a one way. Even though I was gonna do linear this way, it's still one way. This is still one finger, one way. You see? So we're only seeing something from one way. We're not seeing it from the higher and the different angles, or the different, I don't know, I'm not trying to say dimensions, but I keep hearing dimensions. But we see it from different dimensions. But I was hearing different angles. Different angles, different dimensions, different perspectives. There we go. There are different perspectives that you'll start seeing it from when you're having that one-on-one with yourself. But being honest about what you're not changing, or what you do want, but then the process of, are you putting the action towards getting it, or are you putting the action towards working towards it, and then you're not. And then you see you're not, and then it's that reflection moment that pushes you or guides you forward to start making the right choices, to start making the right decisions, right? And yes, there will be fear, But it's in that moment that you build your trust in the faith in this new. You you gain this sense of not needing to depend on the old things that were keeping you comfortable, because you'll start feeling this new energy, and it's the way that it will make you feel, to the degree that you understand why, how, what, like all these questions will be answered, because you will start asking yourself, not you looking outward, not you depending on other things to give you that information. You will be the source of your confirmations, or you will be like the source of all things that need to be solved. And so I want you guys to remember that it's okay to go through the stagnant energy. It's okay to like have things come into your vision, because I feel like it's under my eye. It's okay to have things come in your vision to allow you to really see what you need to see. You know, sometimes you need to clear that eye. Sometimes you need to, get certain things out the way, certain people out the way, certain environments out the way, so you can truly see you. So you can have this reflection moment with yourself about the changes that you're going through. And yeah, it's gonna suck at first because you're not used to doing this. You're not used to connecting with yourself like this in a moment, in a space that allows you to be honest, true, for real. And no more denial, no more lower comfortability denial, like, not me, not problem, like doing what I need to do. That's gonna be that point too, because it'll be the guilt of what you're telling yourself that's not true that will build up every time you get in that moment to show you that it's not true. There will be no denying, because if you continue to deny, then you'll continue to stay stuck. You won't make changes because you won't be honest with yourself about what needs to change. So, I pray and I hope that you guys find peace and healing on this journey of going through this shift, going through these changes for yourself. At first, it won't be easy, but it's gonna be about how you persevere. It's gonna be about how you truly allow yourself to surrender at this time. And I don't know I don't know who all is going to watch this, but if you made it this far, that will show you truly within inside of yourself that there are certain things that need to be changing. And if there are things that you are changing, this is your confirmation that you've had this reflective moment with yourself. You've been doing the reflection work to truly understand and see yourself for who you truly are and what it is that you truly want for yourself. So, I thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I ask that you guys just, continue to trust yourself around this time. Trust your angels, trust your guides that are sending in support, love. Like, pay attention to the signs that they give you, even if it seems like it's just the numbers. Like, it all means something. It's just about you interpreting what it means for you and what your intuition connects with, and not letting your ego control you more than you control yourself, or your soul controls you. So it's your boy BZ, and I thank you guys for staying and watching this message. Yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about on this channel, like, feel free to drop it in the comment section. We are gonna start making a lot more videos, because I do feel pretty called to be on here doing this with you guys. This is where I really feel comfortable, like really in my flow, like for real. Like, I don't have to really worry about what I gotta say, how I gotta say anything. It's just about me being true and me being real and honest, and just letting all of this flow, because it's gonna help you guys the same way it helped me. because I'm not saying all this from not experience. I mean, yeah, it is partly from experience of time and time and time before, but it's also the time now that is allowing me to relate and see clearly through time lines and time frames. So, it's your boy BZ, and we're out.